what it is to be a global citizen. For me to be a global citizen, one must be a responsible person. You should know the consequences of each action that you take. And also to be an aware person, like know what's happening around the globe and hopefully do something that could change all the issues around us.
Being a global citizen means being responsible and a kind person. It entails being respectful of the traditions and cultures of others.
Being a global citizen is becoming aware of what is happening in the world we live in and how our actions may impact on it. What it means to become a global citizen is having the desire to make positive contributions in our communities in order to improve the lives of others.
In my perspective, to be a global citizen is a complex and a weightful responsibility for the reason it takes thorough understanding, compassion, and awareness towards different concerns arise us, and towards different characteristics about humanity that have to be dealt every day. And it takes mindful collective decisions to take into consideration because one action will surely and deeply affect others.
2 points of what it is to be a global citizen in the eyes of a biology student. So, number 1, you have to be knowledgeable of the critical issues that the world is facing. So, we can talk about issues of the society as a whole. We have like racism or oppression of ethnic groups, stealing of their lands. Even for now, it's still happening. Being a global citizen, you need to be able to be the bridge between science or social sciences or natural sciences to the public, because it is essential for the public to be knowledgeable also in what they can do.
Today, the forces of global engagement are helping some people identify themselves as global citizens, meaning that they have a sense of belonging to a world community. This growing global identity, in large part, is made possible by the forces of modern information, communication, and transportation technologies.
To be a global citizen is the capability of one person to recognize that he or she is part of one world in relation to other people, meaning to say that he is able to respect other people, respect their freedom, their rights, and to be able to communicate in such a way that does not trample on other people's lives.
It's at the heart of being a global citizen to believe that extreme poverty can be unified and that enough people will act to do so. It means learning about the systematic inequalities that make people poor, like ethnic, sexual, gender, and economic inequalities. Then you can help us fight these inequalities in a way that's long-term. Most interestingly, it means recognizing that when we use our voice together, we are influential and we can make a long-term difference in the fight to end poverty and protect the world. Global citizens understand the power of advocacy. They know that shining a light on issues that aren't getting enough attention can help people rally around them and get support from the people who can make real change, like businesses, philanthropists, government, and ordinary people. As a global citizen, we see advocacy as a way to help on-the-ground groups make sure that people have access to food and water, healthcare, education, or for people who need it the most. There is a big part of our mission that is advocacy, and we see it as a big part of that. We want to help prevent humanitarian crisis in a way that it is a long-term and sustainable. Be aware. Being aware of where you buy your food and clothes is very important. In the modern world, it can be easy to just click and buy things without giving them a second thought. If you take a few minutes longer to learn how something is made and where it came from, you can end up making conscious decisions about which companies to support. Keep the environment in mind when you buy things. The things we do to recycle waste, save energy, use less water all help the environment. Use less electricity by turning off the lights, disconnecting appliances when they're not in use, buying appliances that has great energy ratings, and unplugging them when they're not in use. By using reusable packaging for water and coffee, you can cut down on waste. Prevent using plastic bags, straws, and other things that don't last. When possible, reuse or buy used. Make a compost for food scraps and put them in the ground. By trying to install a rainwater tank, water-safe showering heads, and other things that use less water, you can save water. Make sure that your country promotes global values. Global citizens are also citizens of the 9 nations, where they were born and where they live now, so they can vote on their home countries. As a result, we can have an impact on what our countries do when it comes to global issues. There are a lot of things we can do to help make sure that our country's policy support the development of equal and fair, holistic approaches to world problems, solutions which works for everyone. So let our administration know how you feel by continuing to support leaders who want their countries to become more connected to the rest of the world, not cut off from the rest of the world. Having a mindset that makes you want to be a global citizen. Students change how they see the world and where they fit in. Not a class to finish, but more a process that will last for your whole life. It's learning to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see problems from their point of view. Cultural empathy isn't a skill that can be learned overnight, and it requires learners to recognize how their point of views and identities affect their own worldview. One of the best ways to help youngsters get to be a global citizen is to make them meet people from other countries. Companies have expanded in making their brands known around the world, which means there are more chances to work abroad. Graduates who work abroad have more chances to take on new jobs, move up in their own career paths, and build a global network. Making sure that students have a global mindset and know how to do things in other countries can help them get ahead in the world. Overall, students in today's world will think more about global issues than in the past. In today's world, communication on a worldwide scale is easily accessible than ever. This means that students are able to have more different experiences and learn more about global issues. Establishing a global mindset in today's students can help build a generation of graduates who care about social responsibilities and think about how their solutions will affect the world when they solve problems.